them visualize what I was seeing because I was way over. I was on a stair climber, and then she was like all the way down, probably like 20 feet away by the. They're not the elliptical. Well, they're ellipticals. I call them the gliders because right, you're gliding back and forth, kind of the old school
Yeah.
Nordic tracks. And she was doing if you're watching the YouTube version of this, she was doing like remind me of Phoebe from Friends when she runs a little bit.
I was
That's
going to town. I was like, cut my life into pieces.
Embark on a journey to defy time with LMAO, Laughing My Age Off podcast. I'm your host, Erica Kelly, and I started this show because, like you, I'm curious about the secrets to staying youthful as the years go by. Join me as we discover the secrets to slowing down the aging process, exploring expert insights, cutting-edge research, and personal experiences that uncover the art of aging gracefully. It's time to laugh, learn, and embrace a life full of vitality together.
Welcome to today's episode where we're diving into the power of music and how it could truly shift your mood and energy and ultimately slow down the aging process. From boosting your spirits to calming your nerves, music has a unique way of tapping into our emotions. My sister, Monika and Jake, and I recently experienced this firsthand during our very first quote, after hours DJ Surreal. And if you haven't heard about him, don't worry. I'm going to have Monika talk a lot about him because she introduced me to him. DJ Surreal is known for his incredible ability to create immersive, mood altering sets and really transport you into another world. So, again, we'll be sharing this in our discussion here today, but we really want to talk about how music can really transform the way we feel and really transform our lives. So, Monika, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me again. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, last time before we started to hit record, I was like, well, it's been a while. So this will be, I think, our 26th or 27th episode. So you started with me on the top five. So it's been a
That's
while.
right. It's
We're
been a
bringing her
while,
back.
but I'm back.
So recently we shared the experience of an after hours DJ. And we want to talk a little bit about that, but we also want to talk about some of the five benefits that music really can have in our lives. So let's first talk about DJ Surreal. Do you want to talk about DJ Surreal a little bit?
So what can I talk about? I love his music, and I came across him through looking for some kind of upbeat dance kind of music to get me out of my headspace. I'm a singer-songwriter musician, and I love to just kind of find other ways and other music that gets me excited. And I think I came across him on a playlist
And he's
for
from
like,
where? I mean, because you introduced me to him. I was like, who is this guy? And I immediately took his songs and put him in my Pilates playlist because they're like, it's that kind of music. So he's from
yeah,
Australia, right? From down
yeah,
under.
yeah, yeah. And he wears this awesome bucket kind of hat all the time.
I
And
didn't even
he's
realize that
just,
until you told me that. I'm like, what's with the hat? I'm like, oh, I get it. He's like connecting that to his culture. So I get it.
yeah, it's super cool. And so then I started listening to one song and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I want more. And there was another one, and it's just been really fun. And then remember we went to my friend Danny's dance party, and
Oh,
it
that's
was
where,
like
yeah.
the songs were like so. I'm like, can I just request a couple? And so I took his iPhone, and it was like, your own make your DIY dance get
Playlist.
together. And finally, Eric and I like went on the dance floor. I'm like, this is the one, we gotta go. And then we got hooked. And so that was a surreal song. So it just kind of, yeah, I think it just transports to a better place and just it gets me out of my head. And so yeah, that I don't know what else I could tell you about him, but he's made a lot of remixes for some tunes that might be very classic and kind of
And
puts them in.
oldies. There was
Yeah,
some oldies in there on that concert. Or I don't know, you
yeah.
call it a concert. Do you call it a
It's
I
a
don't know.
DJ
It's a
dance
DJ.
party, DJ
Yeah,
dance
DJ dance
party.
party. I don't know because I'm like, it's not a concert, but it is.
Well,
It's
it
kind of
was,
like a DJ
yeah,
concert.
but it was a dance club. So
Yeah, it was totally like that in the beginning. And let's just talk about All right, let's talk about one of the benefits, number one, because we're kind of rolling it. We have five of them, right? And the first one, Monica's alluding to, but I'm just going to call it out directly. And number one, it boosts your mood. So positive, upbeat music can really trigger the release of dopamine and serotonin instantly by improving your mood and lifting your energy levels. So I think that goes without saying. If you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, we know this. Anytime you go to a concert or a DJ, you know you're in a room that's going to just light you up, especially if it's a singer and songwriter that you know, because you know you're going to sing the music, you're going to dance to it. So number one benefit is it boosts your mood. And I think we underrate that a lot and don't really notice that when you're listening to music, right? What is that doing to us, right? From a physical, and an eternal spiritual level. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, for example, on one of your Instagram stories, she caught me. She was here over the weekend, guys. And sometimes she'll do these Instagrams without me knowing it. And then we were at the gym and she caught me on the elliptical glider or whatever. And I was totally pumping hard. And it was because I changed my music. I actually did this heavy metal, not to take it away from, the dance music, but sometimes I change it up and it put me in this
like
place where
it was heavy metal.
It was a workout mix, and we can put the link in there too if you want. But it was like a workout, kind of like beast mode.
Oh yeah,
like Papa Roach.
I'm just letting them visualize what I was seeing because I was way over. I was on a stair climber, and then she was like all the way down, probably like 20 feet away by the. They're not the elliptical. Well, they're ellipticals. I call them the gliders because, right, you're gliding back and forth, kind of the old school Nordic tracks. She was doing if you're watching the YouTube version of this, she was doing remind me of Phoebe from Friends when she runs a little bit.
I was going to town. I was like, cut my life into pieces.
I know,
this
but your arms
my
and your
last
chest was
resort.
I know.
I was in it. I was like, if I had R&B, I would not be pumping iron as big. So I think it's going back to it changes my mood. It makes me work harder. It makes me relax. It makes me dance. And the reason Erica came down, it was a very last minute thing. Flights were super expensive. Congrats for finding, by the way.
Finagle some things,
What
no more
if you
that,
took
by
a
the way.
bus? Just kidding.
I need a flight budget for the year just to do these last minute things. Anyway, obviously I knew it was a guaranteed fun time. So that's why I was just no brainer.
Yeah.
But so yeah, boost our mood. And I think I was going to go back to the whole surreal experience on this because, this was advertised to me. Oh, it starts at 10:30 p.m., and we're over 40. So I just kind of want to chuckle a little bit about that because we're like, oh, so we get to this club, right?
So, okay, it'll be maybe there'll be an opening at 10 o'clock. No, it started at 10. Doors open 10.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe 11. Okay, we could deal with that. Go on.
And so we get to the door. And first of all, you've never been there, right? And I've never been there. This is one of my first experiences, an after hours club. Even when in my younger years, I don't think we ever did this.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I mean, clubs were not oh, there's a DJ. We got to go see the DJ. This was all about the DJ. And anyway, so we thought it started. I thought maybe midnight. No. What time did he get on? What time? Answer it.
1:30.
1:30.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I was like this. Monica had to splash water on me a few times because I was like, the guy before us, just so you guys know, was just
there was two. There was two DJs before.
I know, but I was just this is I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? But I was just I can only do so much with that house music. And I'm just I need a little surreal. Where's the surreal? We're going to start to chant. Oh my goodness. But
I think it was because it was and that's maybe another thing. It was very meditative. The beat was just,
it is,
and so she was her eyes were drooping. She's right next to me. I'm poking her. I'm wake up, wake up.
Yeah, I could have been sleeping just doing this, but anyway, but when he came on, it was whoosh, he came out with, I mean, he came out on stage and it was one of those ta-da, here I am.
Yeah.
With this Australian bucket hat, like you say.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah. Yes, we
I felt it was surge of energy.
Christmas.
Yeah, it was. So, all right. So that was just a little background on how boost your mood. And it really can, even though we were tired, at 1:30, it really like woke us up, so it boosts your
Yeah.
mood. Number two, it reduces stress. Music can reduce stress in your life. So Monica alluded to this earlier. I know you meditate a lot, but like calming music, you think about dance music, that's one version of a mood, right? But like, let's say you want to be in a calming mood, so meditative music, or even classical music, if you think about those, or like if you go to a spa, right? That music is there to induce a certain mood and to reduce stress. So, studies show that classical or ambient sounds can help lower cortisol levels, which we know cortisol levels, if you would listen to our other podcasts, can lead to inflammation of the body, which, inflammation in the body can support your increase of disease and just, aging a lot faster than we want to. So, promoting relaxation with calming sounds, calming music can help reduce stress. So, what's your experience with that type of music?
Calming music. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know if you've seen the background here. Usually I work,
Oh,
with
yeah, like your screensaver.
a screensaver, and it's actually like jazz, or I put in peaceful music on YouTube. That's kind of like my little life hack. And I keep it on all day.
Is that
So
the
it's
fall
like,
one? So we were there the whole time and it was calming. I have to say, it made me want to have, and it's not chilly in
yeah,
Chicago yet, but it made me want to have like, I don't know, some hot tea.
yeah, I know. I kind of set the scene, and so it really does help me because during the day I'm in a sales and recruiting stressful business during the day, so it just kind of keeps me in this state, right? If I'm overthinking or this or that, I just
You look
kind
over
of
there.
it just kind of keeps
So is it
it.
on all day? You have it on all day?
Yeah,
And is
yeah,
it
and
just like a
then
repeating? I should do
yeah,
that. I
it's
have a
just
screen
yeah,
here.
yeah, very
Okay.
easy. It's like a simple thing that
You have to
I
send it to me. Is it just YouTube, like screensavers?
yeah, I literally talk into my microphone and whatever I want and be like, YouTube, jazz, morning, beach. And then it'll give like
Beach, like
certain
wallpaper? Do you say wallpaper?
no, I don't say wallpaper. I just do
Oh,
YouTube, jazz. I usually do jazz because usually the jazz has like the piano thing and it's very light.
yeah.
Or I go healing music. There's healing music and they have like waterfalls. I change it up based on like my mood and season too. So this is
Yeah, I
like
like this,
fall.
the
I'm so
fall
excited.
one. So let's lead into number three, the benefits of having music and really paying attention to this stuff is that it enhances your focus. So you were kind of mentioning that a little bit when you get stressed out at work, you kind of look over and you look at that screensaver, that music kind of calms you down. So studies show that certain types of music like instrumental or lo-fi beats can help enhance concentration and productivity by minimizing distractions. So have you ever used that? I know when I feel like in college, like I would usually get some beats to like, I know people zone into beats sometimes to get like in a certain trance. Do you ever do
Well, that's
that?
what happened at the That's what happened earlier with
Yeah.
the DJs. You were like in a trance, and I'm like poking you, like you looking like
I'm like,
you
I'm
were
fine.
somewhere
I'm like,
else. And I was like, "Are you even here?" I was
oh my God.
so
I
it's really
just,
what happened because you were in this like meditative, like it was like
yeah, because
boom,
it's the
boom,
same beats
boom,
over and over
boom.
again. I'm like,
It was
oh,
the same like yeah bass beat. Whereas Surreal's music, he adds more like
like he would
Euro, I
switch
would
it up.
say.
As soon
Yeah,
as
he would.
like, I
Yeah.
noticed that about his music style. We didn't bring our glow sticks. I think I would have been more like into it if we brought the glow sticks. Next
No,
time,
I.
next time we sleep for 3 hours and then we bring the glow sticks and we're like, we can feel like we're like 21. Wait, that was our plan. Our schedule got kind of crazy.
Yeah. We just need to petition for earlier shows.
That's what we said.
I was talking to another friend about this literally today on the phone, and someone was telling me like Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress,
Yeah.
she's like, I would love to see Coldplay like at 12:30 in the day. Like, why can't they do shows like in the afternoon? We do the fest like the country
Yeah. When
big
this
city
smoke out.
smokeout when
Yeah.
it's during the day. Like I think after COVID, it's not just because we're over 40, but I do think after COVID, some of the Gen Z don't want to go out either. You know what I mean? Like um having shows that are earlier. Like if they started open doors at 8, then we could have seen him at 10.
Yeah, I
and
know.
that's like, and like close by midnight. Boom. And
Yeah.
you're missing a whole opportunity, I think, of clients.
Right. You can almost do two shows. Hey, have one before hours and then after hours, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think DJs are known for that. Like, DJs are known for that. That is that like environment, I feel like. Whereas I
It
feel like,
is, but you could still have like, it's like Vegas. Vegas is,
all
you
right,
never
let's
know
do
what
it.
time it.
We're gonna rally. Let's petition.
Who's with
Um,
us? Who's with us? Who's going to sign this
you're
petition?
listening,
And
yeah.
now for a commercial break. Listen up. The prolonged fast mimicking diet. This isn't just another diet, this is science. And what makes prolonged different from any other fast is that your body thinks it's fasting, but you still get to enjoy rich food. And unlike traditional fasting, you won't lose muscle, just the extra weight. Prolong is a 5-day plan based on 20 years and over $36 million in research and development. Experience 5 life-changing benefits, including effective weight loss, boosted energy, cellular rejuvenation, improved metabolic health, and better control over your cravings. All this while nourishing your body. And get excited because we have a 20% off promo code using Erica20. Just visit the link below and we'll see you soon.
Midnight.
Talk about benefit number 4. So we've talked about boost mood. It reduces stress. It enhances focus. Number 4, can you guess what number 4 is?
Me? You're asking me?
Yeah.
Or I thought you were
Who else is
hypothetical. I thought you were asking people out there.
Well, you too. Yeah.
Everyone-
Those of you who are listening right now, number 4, because I mean, hopefully you're surprised by this because we all know music is awesome, right? But when you kind of think about these benefits, you really appreciate music more and your selection. I think after listening to this, I think you'll pay attention to it just a little bit
Wait,
more.
what were the 3 already?
Boost
Review?
mood, reduces
Okay.
stress, enhances focus. And we have 2 more left. We have 5.
Oh, those look like some really
I'll give you a
strong
hint.
ones. Okay. Workout,
Inspires
dance.
movement. So
Oh,
high,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was doing your
That's,
elliptical thing. High energy music,
I
especially with
thought that
fast.
was your dance club moves.
It's my dance club.
No.
Old lady dance moves. High energy music, especially with fast tempos, can motivate you to move or exercise, leading to a natural energy boost. So I know we can't sit still when there's music like surreal going on. So
Yep, yep. Yeah, and honestly, you forget that you're tired. When he came on, we like lit up. We're like, oh my God, who cares that it's almost 2 a.m.? We got this. This is so worth it. We like flipped a switch,
I know.
once that music came on. So I think it almost like the situation is, instead of in your mind, right? We're like, we're tired. This is so late. This
Right.
is so late. But it kind of supersedes that and says, you know what? Don't listen to that. You feel great. So,
Right. The music totally took over. Right. All those,
yeah,
and that's kind of a good example of how it boosted our mood. Right. Benefit number 1.
yeah.
It just totally did. And then rewatching the replays, like the next day after we slept for like 4 hours because I had to go to the airport.
And I drove you to the airport.
I'm like, oh my God, that show was amazing. Like, being a little bit more rested. It was fun I'm so glad we captured a lot of that video footage because
Yeah, it was fun to see again.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to number 5. It is, 5, it promotes emotional release. So music with deep emotional content can allow you to process and release pent-up emotions. Oh yeah, we'll talk about this in a second, leaving you feeling lighter and more energized afterward. So you want to speak to that a little bit?
Oh my gosh, there's so much you could talk about that. I mean,
I avoid sad songs I don't like to cry unless like I'm ready to cry. But like sad songs and stuff like that, like I think we can all relate to that. You're like, oh, that song makes me cry, And
yeah, like the first song, like what's the song that comes to you that's releasing for you? Do you feel like emotionally?
a lot of like some of those slower rock and roll songs, like
Oh, really?
like Journey, I feel like. Also meditative
Oh,
music, sometimes meditative music. That is
releases.
obviously a release. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why the first artist that came to mind was Adele. Like I think I'm like
Oh, right. Like love songs. Yeah.
never mind, I'll find someone like
Oh,
you.
yeah. That was
Like
a huge one
those
when that came out.
those lyrics, like the writing in that is so incredible because it's like never mind, I find someone like you. Like
I know. I remember
okay,
that. Yeah, you're right. That's a good one.
so powerful, and you like swept away. And you're like, damn right, Adele. You're like so. It's not even just the music, but it's like the emotion and the lyrics tied to it and writing it in a way that you can connect to a person. And that's why I think her songs have been so popular. Like she doesn't really do a ton of fast songs. I mean, there's like Rolling in the Deep, which is super fun. But she's known her concerts, like who would have guessed, like going to a concert that's all ballads. It's
Well, like,
because,
let's take us back
yeah,
to boy bands, you know, when we were like
yeah,
in high school and stuff, like those were like, oh my God, like, you know, your first crush and stuff. And you
like
think about,
Boys to Men,
oh, boys, man,
Boys to Men.
bended
Uh,
knee.
It's so hard to
Yeah.
say goodbye to
Uh, yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Anybody
Um,
listening from an 80s kid, 90s and
the 90s.
80s, 90s.
Uh, remember Casey JoJo? We sang that for our choir
Oh, that
director.
one. Baby, 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 baby. We're gonna just start singing
I
here.
will never find another love better
Sweeter than
than
you.
you,
Sweeter than, oh
sweeter
my
than
goodness.
you.
That was such a good one.
We sang. We were practicing for our director's wedding, so that's where that came from because he wanted to
Was
dedicate
that,
that to
oh,
his
Mr.
soon-to-be wife.
Mr. Barnett.
Yeah,
Was that what that was
yeah,
for? I don't,
yeah. That's what it was for.
I thought we just did it for a show.
We
That
did
makes
both.
sense.
I think it was for both. Yeah.
That's cool.
So anyway,
But yeah,
but yeah, drinks.
there's an echo in here.
Not my mic. It's your mic.
But yeah, so the emotional release, I think we can all relate to that. You know, if you're thinking about the music that you listen to, and sometimes you want to, sometimes it's kind of nice to be, you know, if you're in that, if you want to be in that zone. But you know what to take you out of that zone is, you know, I'm always flipping it to like fast pace because I try to be in that higher level energy versus that lower one.
but
But
sometimes I like it. Like sometimes, and I know this is where we might be a little different, where I like to allow myself to be there so I can release it more. So it's like, someone's going through a breakup song, you're going to put a breakup song on because you're going through that emotion. You need to relate to someone, right? So you want to
yeah,
let that emotion go. I'm not saying to stew in it all day, but like you've seen those rom-com movies where they're like, depressed and they're sitting on the couch eating ice cream, right? It's like
right.
you want to sit in that place because that's where you are, right? So I think, but also to your point of transporting yourself, like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to change it up, or I could be like, I like to use music. I never used to get heavy metal or angry music, but I now see a huge purpose for it.
There's only so much I can handle that. Like,
But it's not a lot, but it's really like it's something that like I want to yell it out loud, but I maybe don't have it. So it like kind of helps you release emotions that you might not be able to
yeah.
like release.
You know
So
who's good at
I
that? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, that's okay.
Oh, Eminem. Like when you listen, like I think
Oh
you brought that one up.
yes.
You sent it to me while we were working out. You're just
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I was like, you need
like
to listen to this one.
he, you know, I haven't listened to him recently, but like back in the day, all his songs, like, you know, it's like, oh, like you wish you knew all the lyrics because it's like, yes, it's just so good. You know?
Well, he's just so like you believe him when he performs, whether it's a recording or live. And I think actually that's one little thing I wanted to add is like listening and recording is different than going live. I think the whole thing about making ourselves go to the event was like just kind of a nudge for us because I think a lot of people are still trying to get out post COVID, right? Like not people want to like stay at home. I think that's just we got so used to that and it's like remember we can go out again and remember like this is actually fun and you get to be around people. And I know we're kind of it's a few years after, but I think the whole live energy in a room is different than, having on your AirPods. It's just a whole nother level of experience. that
Oh yeah, for sure.
it like it reminded us, right? That's where like, okay, what's next? What's next on our calendar?
Yeah,
You know,
because I think the energy in a room is something you can't replace, because everybody, like literally the energy is so in alignment with everybody. Like everybody, like that room at the Prism was like, you look around, I thought we were the only like 40-year-olds, but you're like, oh my God, there's a, salt and pepper guy over there. Like,
like
and
is
it's
it like
like,
is this a family reunion? Like what is going on over here?
what?
And it was like all cultures. Chicago's all diverse, which is
Oh yeah. I
awesome,
looked around, I'm like, whoa, this is such a great room. I was just like, this is
Yeah.
it, like
Yeah, the
bringing so many
demographic
people.
would be interesting because I think, you had the earlier DJs, but then I think a lot of people maybe it was a little more mixed for Surreal because like when we came early, there were other people around our age, I think, asking, when does Surreal come on? So
Yeah.
it'll be into what his who are his listeners are, right? You can kind of but yeah, it was just a melting pot, which I thought was even cooler of an experience. Like you felt like you're kind of in, I don't know, you're like in this room that you never would necessarily be in.
Yeah.
Um, like I don't know,
Yeah. And
the
then the music
concert.
comes on, like you'd be like, Chicago. And then it's like boom, and then you look around because that's when the lights would only come on. I'm like, who is in here? It was a really cool experience, that
But yeah, the lights too. It's not just the music, it's like the light show and like
yeah, his
visuals on
his
screen.
yeah, his screensavers, he would like wear this big fur coat. I was like, what is up with that? But maybe that's just kind of
Yeah, he
like
was like,
his bougie coat,
yeah,
like I'm the shit, I got the bougie coat.
yeah, it was a blue bougie coat, like fur coat, fake, probably faux fake. And his bucket hat, and he just looked like he was just like, yeah, he's
Yeah.
got this, like he's owning it.
Yeah.
But it works. It was just uh yeah, he's owning it with his music and yeah, so
Yeah, and that was his
super fun.
first stop in Chicago. So he's an up and coming artist. So we're just plugging him a little bit because just love that he's just starting pretty much his tour. So that was his first time in Chicago. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Uh
First American tour actually for him.
yeah.
So
I always wanted to go to Australia though. So that's on my bucket list too.
yeah, we got to wear bucket
Maybe
hats.
we'll go there and then do it, when he's there
Part
back home.
two.
Yeah. And then we'll have to, yeah, the flight up there is like what, 24 hours or something crazy.
Yeah, that's okay. We can put it on see when he does it next year. I don't know if
That would be a
we'll
cool
see if
trip.
he doesn't. Yeah, it would be.
Okay. So that concludes our music for, how that can slow down the aging process. So is there anything else you wanted to add in terms of any tips for anybody listening on how to incorporate music to, lift your spirits, boost your mood? Is there anything that you do outside of what we talked about that you want to share?
Mm.
Besides
Uh
songwriting, I mean, look at you've got the piano keys there, you've got inspiration there,
yeah.
you know.
I think just enjoying it with other people. I mean, there's like I do both. I do it solo and I'm in a couple bands right now. Um, like if you enjoy music, find a way to experience it with other people. Um, my downtime, I like to do it like listen to music myself, but then like we went and made an effort to go out there. So I think, just going on those live shows, I
I
think
do too.
really
I think
it's
that's
like
a good tip.
something that
Even though
we
when
are
you feel like
trying.
your life is too busy, I mean, just
Yeah.
find a ticket, at least 1 to 2 a year.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be super expensive because some of these festivals can be ridiculously expensive, but DJs were pretty affordable. Like we found a way to make it work and it wasn't that expensive. Um, so yeah, I think that would be my tip. And also if you like to sing, there's something also this could be a separate podcast. There's another level of where it can release your own emotions I mean that's why I like with meditation they go there's something that's released, so the
Yeah. So like,
vibration in your body,
oh, okay. Well, like
that's
even
why I
singing in the
sing.
shower, like
Yeah, yeah, or singing while you're cooking or whatever, or humming. There's a reason, like that means like you
it's a
know
release.
you're
Yeah, I totally get it.
yeah, it's
Even
like
though,
rather
yeah,
than picking up those chips, maybe try singing. I don't know. I just
chips
had some
singing,
chips,
chips
so
singing.
I just should have sang, but I had some chips because I was hungry.
I know. I'm like, no eating Doritos on this podcast. Unless they're sponsoring a Doritos. Cool Ranch. That sounds amazing though.
I know they were so
those
good.
ones we
I was
bought,
like,
we went to 7-Eleven. We're like, chippy time.
no, those are gone. Those are gone.
What did we buy? Oh yeah, Doritos. That's our thing. Let's go to 7-Eleven because it's like right next to her place. So it's open 24
I have it.
hours.
It's open 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And you're like, what does 7-Eleven stand for? The guy's like, you're like, I go, maybe it was used
7
to be
days a
open.
week, 11 hours a day.
Yeah.
I think
I go,
that's
maybe
what it
that was back in the day. And here we are just like getting really
It was
questionable
like
about
3 a.m. in the morning, and I'm like pondering, why is it 7-Eleven?
And then you're like, let's go watch Golden Girls. I'm like, what's with you and Golden Girls? I'm going to bed. I got a flight.
That's another podcast. We could talk about Golden Girls. I love that show. Yeah. Who's with me? Who loves Golden Girls? I mean, come on.
It's good. It's good. But sometimes I'm like, oh man, you really like this show.
Oh, I'm obsessed. I think they're the best.
She's just sitting there. She's like, you want to watch this with me? Maybe.
Well, I'm eating. You bought like the chicken, not the chicken, the cheese munchies. Like I'm like,
I know.
The Cheetos
and then you bought a bag of
Cheetos.
pretzels. I was like, there's pretzels in the munchies. Why did you buy a bag of pretzels?
Yeah, but they were separate. Like you can't.
Yeah, those
mix
pretzels
the
aren't
cheese
that good.
one.
Munchies, if you're listening, you need the good pretzels.
Yeah. These were sourdough. Like
yeah, those were good.
Super good. Those were.
But then all the pretzels were left. I was like, there's no more Cheetos left.
Yeah, they need to make munchies without the pretzels. I think that's what they got to do. Anyway. I think that's the solution. We're solving one problem at a time here. So thanks for having me. And
where can everybody find you? I know you're getting ready for a show, which I won't be able to make because I had to choose between Surreal and your show because.
Okay. Anyway. So I'm going to be part of a band called The Generations, release a record release on vinyl October 6th.
And October 6th, that's a Sunday, but it's supposed to be a really great show.
It's a really great show. This is the actual record. We're going to be selling merchandise.
If you're watching on, if you're listening to the audio on YouTube where she's showing a little
vinyl record. So we'll be doing, this is out of Chicago.
So are you going to be on that? Are you going to be on that record?
No, this was already pre-recorded, but I probably will be on the next one. I'm kind of doing the live show for them. They had kind of some changes with the band, and so they needed a singer. So here I am helping to fill in. So it's going to be a grand old time. Merchandise is going to talk about a charity that we're partnering with Joey Song, which is a venue out of Wisconsin that donates to kids with epilepsy research, because the guy that owns the venue, he had a son that passed away and made it his mission to raise funds.
Oh, so that's great. It's for a great cause. So where can people buy tickets? You know what? We'll put the link in the show notes. So how much are they? Around 15-ish?
12.
Oh, 12.
Well, 12 online, $15 at the door. But if you buy online, it'll help us kind of like, just plan ahead a little bit better, but for the venue.
Is it what's the place called?
It's called Dirty Nullies.
In is that
Palatine.
Palatine.
Yeah.
North side.
In the house.
Dirty Nullies. Yes. Cool. All right. Well, if you guys can support Monika and Jake, that'd be cool to go to her show. But you could also find her on Instagram. I'll also link up her Instagram here. And yeah, that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
That's a wrap. Till next time. We'll find another show soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. If you know someone who could benefit from a little boost in their health and longevity game, why not share this episode with them? It's always great to spread the word and help friends and family discover simple, effective ways to improve their well-being. And a reminder, I started this podcast because I really wanted to change more lives, and it starts with you. So if you want to share this or even leave a review, that would be fantastic, because that helps the algorithm really boost up the rankings for this podcast. And again, I started this podcast to live a longer, healthier life, but also so we don't end up in a nursing home. Okay? Let's do it all together. Thanks for tuning in. You guys have a great rest of your week.